Today, I will be talking about academic dishonesty. So, it is something that have been talked about by our students or especially in university students. However, do we talk about it in honesty? So, what is actually academic dishonesty? You might know it as a copying during an exam or plagiarizing a friend's assignment, or lately we have been introduced to a new AI tools where people can copy their essay just by using AI. But have you ever asked yourself whether this behavior is just you being smart, or is it just another form of deviance? And today we will be looking at it through sociological perspective. From a sociological perspective, academic dishonesty is not just breaking school rules. It is what we call institutional deviance, meaning it goes against the values and expectation set by educational institution. And yes, it is still deviance even if everyone does it. And why? Because it violates the trust between student, teachers, and the whole system. It's like you pretending to run a marathon, but you took a shortcut. You get the medal, but at what cost? It is a betrayal of the process. And in Islam, this kind of dishonesty is even more serious. The Prophet Muhammad SAW said, "Whoever cheats is not one of us." And that is not just a warning, it is a complete rejection of cheating as part of who we are as a Muslim. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 42, Allah comments, "Do not mix truth with falsehood, nor conceal the truth knowingly." So when we submit work that isn't ours or claim result we didn't earn, we are not just breaking academic rules, we are breaking our moral and spiritual responsibility as a whole. As Muslim, we are taught that honesty, which is amanah, is a form of worship. Whether it is in exam, group projects, or dealing with others, telling the truth and being truthful to ourselves is part of our deen. So when we cheat, we don't just win a mark, we lose a place of our own integrity. So instead of asking, what can I get away with? Let us, what does Allah expect from me in this situation? So in the next part of this video, my teammates will show you what the data says about how often students admit to dishonesty and what they think can fix it. But remember this, whether the words say it or not, Allah knows everything what we write, copy or submit. So let's be real, be honest, not just for marks, but for ourselves and our ummah. Thank you.
Now, we move to the finding of our research. So, based on the findings of one of the most important things, we discovered that using AI tools like ChatGPT or Google Gemini has become very common among students. In fact, more than 60% of the students in our survey admit that they are using AI to help complete their assignment. However, what's really concerning is that many of them do not see this as a cheating. But this shows a deeper problem, which is dishonesty. Student knows what academic dishonesty means. Like 90% of them they say that they are familiar with the term, but when it comes to using AI to complete their assignment, only about 60% of they sees these behaviors as dishonesty. That means that nearly half either do not know or do not care. So this shows a more gray area where students are ignoring the rules but they doesn't feel guilty about it. So what this tells us is simple. Many students are engaged in dishonest behaviors but they doesn't believe that they are doing anything wrong. This reflects a lack of integrity, not just breaking the rules but reshaping what honesty means to fit their own needs. So in conclusion, the key issues is not just that AI is being used for cheating, but the student doesn't even believe or it is a cheating. This shows that dishonesty is not just an action anymore, but it's become a norm now. Now, reflect to the Islamic perspective. Let's hear the Quranic verse that talk about the normalization of wrongdoing.
وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ إن يتبعون إلا الظن وإن هم إلا يخرصون.
So, in our research, we found that many students do not see using AI to complete assignment as a cheating. They see like, oh, everyone is doing it, or it's just a tool. But this way of thinking is very dangerous to our spiritual and also morally, as Islam warned us not to blindly follow the crowd, especially when it comes to sinful behavior, as Allah said in the Quran, Surah Al-An'am, verse 116. Actually, this verse teaches us that right and wrong is not decided by what most people are doing. It's decided by what Allah has revealed. Just because something becomes common in our society, it doesn't make it acceptable in Islam. So if cheating becomes normal, even if everyone around us is doing it, it still doesn't make it right in the eyes of Allah. Now we move to the second verse, accountability before Allah.
فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره.
And another important reminder is that as a Muslim, we believe that Allah sees everything. So even if our school or teachers doesn't catch us using AI, or even if no one else knows, we are still accountable to Allah. As Allah said in the Quran, Surah Az-Zalzalah, verse 7 until 8. Which is this verse reminds us that nothing escapes Allah's knowledge, not even the smallest action, whether we cheat on an assignment or stay honest when no one is watching. Allah will reward or hold us accountable for every choice we make.
Okay, now let's move to our analysis.
Okay, now let's explore the findings through a sociological lens. Let's analyze the findings. So, academic dishonesty like cheating, plagiarism, or even misusing AI is not just a personal choice. It's a growing concern shaped by societal pressure, institutional environment, and also cultural norms. Okay, so from the positivist point of view, positivist theory view deviance as something caused by social conditions. For instance, Robert Martin's strain theory explains that when students can achieve success through legitimate means, like enough study time or also proper support, they would use innovative ideas through cheating. So that's one of them. So, in our studies, 77.8% cited pressure to succeed, while 61.4% feared failure. This strains leads to many to justify their dishonest act as necessary for survival. So another positivist view from the hierarch's social control theory. Okay, so for the social control theory suggests that weak attachment to rules and institutional increases the likelihood of deviance. Based on our finding, only 34.9% of the respondents believe that their university was handling the issue effectively. But deviance isn't always about pressure, sometimes it's about perception. So, from the constructionist perception, like Becker's labeling theory, deviance is defined by social reaction, not just by the act itself. So, only 30.3% of students believe using AI tool was dishonest, and just 33.3% felt the same about collaborating with peers, showing that some behaviors are no longer seen as clearly wrong. Reality is socially constructed based on Berger and Luckman. Also, peers influence plays a major role. Sutherland's differential association theory teaches us that deviant behavior is learned. When students observe others cheating or discussing it, it's considered normalized because of that. Okay, let's move on to the Islamic perspective. Islam doesn't just forbid dishonesty, it also uplifts truth as a core moral obligation. So based on Surah An-Nisa 59, In Surah Nisa, Allah commands believers to fulfill their responsibilities with justice. Academic work is a trust between students, teachers, and society. Based on the hadith, who deceives us is not one of us. Cunning and deceits are in hell. So it shows that Prophet Muhammad warned us that who deceives is not one of us. Cunning and deceit are in hell. This shows that cheating in any form damages not only knowledge but the soul. Okay, so in summary, both sociology and Islam reminds us deviance is not inevitable. With proper guidance, ethical leadership, and spiritual grounding, integrity can be restored. And also, to build ethical compasses, we must go beyond punishment. We must nurture values through education, empathy, and faith. Now let's move on to our discussion.
Okay, moving on to the discussion. Academic dishonesty such as plagiarism, cheating and misuse of AI tools continues to be a growing concern, especially in universities, where academic pressure is high and future career stakes are significant. What makes this issue more complex today is the accessibility of digital tools and AI technologies that can facilitate misconduct, often blurring the line between assistance and dishonesty. In our study, we found that while traditional misconduct like copying during exams and plagiarizing assignments is widely recognized as dishonesty by students, new behaviors such as using AI tools or collaborating with peers are more ambiguously viewed. For example, only 60% consider AI use as dishonest, just 33% thought the same about peer collaboration. This suggests evolving perceptions and possibly gaps in institutional guidance. Moreover, we believe that effective solutions go beyond strict punishment. Institutions need to strengthen policies, communicate them clearly, and provide practical ethical education. For example, we recommend hands-on, project-based assessments to minimize cheating opportunities and promote real-world learning. Lastly, while our study focuses on students, we also recognize that dishonesty can extend to academic staff through fake credentials or unethical practices, showing that integrity must be shared responsibility at all levels. Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Mutaffifin, verse 1-4, "Woe to the defrauders, those who take full measure when they buy from people, but give less when they measure or wait for buyers. Do such people not think that they will be resurrected?" Based on this, Allah directly condemning dishonesty in any sort of way. Thank you.
That's all from our group. My name is Nushan Sanabila.
I'm Umaira.
I'm Fatmi.
And I'm Iman.
Bye!